Let me ask you something simple. Have you ever put on freshly washed clothes and instead of feeling comfortable, you felt itchy? Maybe your skin felt tight? Maybe your chest felt a little heavy? Or maybe you noticed a headache that showed up right after laundry day. Most seniors never connect those dots because laundry detergent feels harmless. It's just soap, right? Bubbles, scent, clean clothes, end of story. But here's the truth most people are never told. For adults over 55, laundry detergent is one of the most overlooked daily health exposures. Your clothes touch your skin all day, your sheets touch you all night, towels wrap around your body when your pores are open and warm. And whatever detergent residue is left behind, it goes with them. As we age, our bodies don't protect us the same way they used to. Skin becomes thinner, lungs become more sensitive, kidneys and liver work harder processing medications. So chemicals that barely bothered you at 40 can quietly cause real problems at 60 or 70. And the scariest part? The most dangerous detergents aren't obscure brands you've never heard of. They're the same names you've trusted for decades. The bright orange bottle, the fresh scent everyone recognizes, the brand your parents used, the one that feels familiar and safe. That trust is powerful, and companies know it. Today, we're going to calmly and clearly walk through 9 laundry detergents seniors should avoid, not because of hype or fear, but because of how they interact with aging skin, breathing, and medications. And just as important, we'll also show you 2 detergents that are actually safe, gentle, and senior friendly. No panic, no scare tactics, just information you can use. If you or someone you love deals with sensitive skin, if you manage heart conditions, asthma, or COPD, if you take daily medications and want fewer surprises, this matters more than you think. As we go through this list, I want you to listen to your body. Have you had unexplained rashes, breathing trouble at night, skin irritation that just won't heal? Those are not always just aging. Before we continue, do me a favor. If you want more videos like this, are calm, honest, and focused on senior health, take a moment to subscribe. It helps us reach more people who deserve straight answers. All right, let's start at number 9, a brand almost everyone recognizes, and uncover why trusted doesn't always mean safe. Why laundry detergent is more dangerous for seniors than you realize. Before we start naming brands, there's something very important you need to understand. Laundry detergent affects seniors differently than younger people. Not because you're weak, not because you did anything wrong, but because the body changes with age, and manufacturers don't design products with that reality in mind. Let's start with your skin. As we age, skin becomes thinner, drier, and more fragile. The natural oil barrier that once protected you slowly fades. That means chemicals left behind in clothing don't just sit on the surface, they absorb more easily into the bloodstream. Think about it this way. When you were younger, your skin was like a thick winter coat. Now it's more like a light sweater. Whatever is on your clothes gets through faster. Now let's talk about medications. Most seniors take at least one daily prescription. Many take several for blood pressure, heart rhythm, cholesterol, diabetes, pain, or sleep. Your liver and kidneys are already working overtime to process those medications. When detergent chemicals absorb through your skin or are inhaled from scented clothes, your body has to process those too. That extra burden matters. For some seniors, it shows up as persistent itching rashes that won't heal fatigue after laundry day, headaches, shortness of breath, or sleep problems caused by strong scent exposure. And here's the part most people never think about. You're not exposed once. You're exposed every single day. Your pillowcase, your underwear, your socks, your bed sheets. These are the items in constant contact with the most sensitive areas of your body. Now let's talk about breathing. Strongly scented detergents release chemicals into the air, especially when clothes are warm or freshly dried. Seniors with asthma, COPD, heart disease, or even mild allergies are far more sensitive to these airborne irritants. What feels like a fresh smell to a company's marketing department can feel like chest tightness or dizziness to your body. And finally, there's habit. Many seniors use the same detergent they've used for 30 or 40 years, but formulas change, ingredients change. Cost cutting happens quietly, so when people say, I've used this my whole life and I was fine, what they're really saying is, I trusted a brand that no longer makes the same product. This isn't about fear. It's about recognizing that aging bodies deserve gentler products, especially for something used as often as laundry detergent. Now that you understand why this matters, let's start looking at specific brands, beginning with one of the most trusted names in America. Brand number 9 to avoid. Tide Original. Trusted name, hidden risks. Let's start with a brand almost everyone recognizes. Tide Original. That bright orange bottle. The smell people describe as clean. The commercials filled with families, grandkids, and smiling grandparents. Tide has spent decades earning trust, especially with older Americans. But here's the uncomfortable truth. Tide Original is one of the harshest detergents still widely used by seniors. One major concern is chemical residue. Tide is heavily concentrated and designed to leave scent behind on purpose. That lingering smell many people associate with fresh laundry is actually a mixture of synthetic fragrance chemicals meant to cling to fabric. Those chemicals don't rinse out easily. They stay in your clothes, they stay in your sheets, and they sit against your skin for hours. For seniors with thinner skin, this can cause chronic itching, redness, burning sensations, flare-ups of eczema or dermatitis. Many people don't blame the detergent. They blame aging, or dry skin, or weather. But once they switch, the symptoms often fade. Another issue is breathing exposure. Tide Original has one of the strongest fragrance profiles on the market. Seniors report headaches, dizziness, and chest tightness after folding Tide-washed clothes or sleeping in Tide-washed bedding. For anyone managing asthma, COPD, or heart conditions, this matters more than companies admit. There's also the issue of hidden byproducts created during manufacturing. These aren't listed on the label, but independent testing has repeatedly found concerning residues that remain in finished detergent. You don't need to understand chemistry to understand this. If a product is banned or restricted in other countries for health reasons, seniors should be cautious using it daily at home. And yet, Tide is marketed hardest to families and older adults because trust sells. One senior woman described it perfectly. She said her sheets smelled so strong she couldn't sleep, but she kept using Tide because that's what my mother always used. That's not loyalty, that's conditioning. Tide promises powerful cleaning. But for seniors, that power often comes at the cost of comfort, breathing, and skin health. And unfortunately, Tide isn't the only one. Brand number 8 to avoid: Gain, when fresh scent becomes a health trigger. If Tide is about powerful clean, then Gain is all about scent. That's its entire identity. The commercials, the bright packaging, that unmistakable smell that hits you the moment you open the bottle. Some people say, I love how long Gain smells. But for seniors, that lingering scent is not a benefit. It's a warning sign. Gain is packed with synthetic fragrance chemicals that are designed to stay in fabric for days, sometimes weeks. The problem is, companies are not required to list what's inside the word fragrance. It can legally hide dozens of undisclosed chemicals. Many of these are known respiratory irritants. For seniors with asthma, COPD, heart conditions, or even mild seasonal allergies, Gain can trigger chest tightness, shortness of breath, wheezing, persistent coughing, headaches that linger all day. Some seniors describe it as feeling foggy or dizzy after folding Gain-washed laundry. And here's something important. These fumes don't stay in the laundry room. They spread into bedrooms. They cling to couches and curtains. They stay on pillowcases right next to your face for 8 hours a night. Independent air quality testing has shown that heavily scented detergents release volatile organic compounds into indoor air. In smaller homes or apartments, that exposure becomes constant. One gentleman shared that every time his wife washed sheets with Gain, he woke up with pressure in his chest and a headache. He never suspected the detergent until switching brands made the problem disappear. Gain promises a smell you'll love. But for seniors, that smell often becomes a daily health trigger. If a detergent announces itself the moment you walk into a room, it's doing more than cleaning. Brand number 7 to avoid: Arm & Hammer. Liquid, the baking soda, myth. Now let's talk about a brand that feels safe. Arm & Hammer. The name alone brings comfort. Baking soda, grandma's kitchen, natural cleaning. That image is carefully designed. But here's the truth most seniors never hear. The baking soda makes up only a tiny fraction of the formula. What actually does most of the cleaning in Arm & Hammer liquid detergent are harsh synthetic surfactants, chemicals designed to strip grease and grime aggressively. One of the biggest concerns is skin irritation. Seniors with thin skin, diabetes, poor circulation, eczema or psoriasis often report burning, itching, or redness after wearing clothes washed in Arm & Hammer. The fabric may look clean, but it often feels stiff and scratchy, especially after repeated washes. That friction alone can irritate aging skin, even without visible rash at first. Over time, irritation becomes inflammation. Inflammation becomes broken skin, and broken skin becomes infection. For seniors, especially those with slow wound healing, this is not a small issue. Many users assume their skin is reacting to dry air or getting older. But dermatologists regularly see detergent reactions misdiagnosed as age related skin problems. Another issue is optical brighteners. These are chemicals that make clothes look brighter by reflecting light. They don't clean anything. They also tend to cling stubbornly to fabric and can cause sensitivity reactions when they sit against skin all day. So, while Arm& Hammer leans heavily on the comforting idea of baking soda, the reality is far less gentle. The brand uses trust earned over generations to sell a modern formula that aging skin often can't tolerate. It's not your grandmother's baking soda, it's a chemical detergent wearing a familiar name. Brand number 6 to avoid: Purex, the budget detergent that costs you later. Purex looks like a smart choice at first glance. Big bottle, low price, promises of powerful clean. For seniors living on fixed incomes, it feels practical, sensible, responsible. But Purex is a classic example of false savings. The biggest concern with Purex is its heavy use of strong preservatives, especially ones known to cause skin reactions. These chemicals are added to extend shelf life, not to protect your health. Seniors frequently report sudden itching that won't stop, red patches on the torso or arms, burning sensations after wearing clothes, hives that appear hours after dressing. And here's the frustrating part: the detergent often does not rinse out completely, especially in cold water or energy efficient washers. Instead, it builds up inside fabric fibers. That means every time you move, every time clothes rub your skin, you're re exposing yourself to the same chemicals. For seniors on immunosuppressants, chemotherapy, or medications that slow healing, this becomes dangerous. What starts as just itching can turn into open sores, secondary infections, doctor visits, prescription creams, and antibiotics. Suddenly, the money you saved at the store disappears at the pharmacy. Many Purex users also notice the liquid itself feels unusually thin. That's because it's diluted. To get clothes clean, people use more detergent, not less, which increases chemical exposure even further. Independent testing has shown higher chemical residue on fabrics washed with Purex compared to several other brands. That residue sits directly against your skin for hours at a time. Purex markets itself as affordable, but the real cost shows up later, on your skin, your comfort, and your health. Brand number 5 to avoid: Cheer, when nostalgia becomes dangerous. Cheer is a name many seniors trust automatically. It's what your parents used, what you remember from childhood, what feels familiar and safe. That trust is powerful, and companies know it. But modern cheer is not the same product it once was. Recent consumer testing has raised serious concerns about chlorine-related irritation, even in formulas labeled as color safe. Chlorine compounds are harsh, corrosive, and never meant to linger on clothing worn all day. For seniors, even small exposure can cause burning or stinging skin, lightheadedness, headaches, chest discomfort, shortness of breath. Some seniors report that simply being near the washing machine while cheer runs makes their eyes burn or their breathing feel tight. Others notice something else. Clothes began falling apart faster. Colors faded unnaturally. Fabric felt brittle and harsh. These are classic signs of chemical overprocessing. The most alarming complaints involve skin damage. Seniors with thinner skin reported redness and peeling on areas like inner arms, neck, wrists, places where skin is already delicate. Consumer testing has also found inconsistent formulation, meaning some bottles are much harsher than others. You might buy the same brand for years and suddenly react, not because your body changed, but because the formula did. That unpredictability is dangerous, especially for seniors with heart conditions, respiratory issues, or those taking blood thinners, where chemical stress on the body can trigger real symptoms. Cheer still wears the face of a trusted classic, but behind the yellow box is a product that has changed quietly. What once stood for dependable clean now represents risk hidden behind nostalgia. Foca, the most dangerous detergent on the shelf. Foca is often trusted because it feels old school. Powder detergent, very cheap. Strong cleaning power. For many seniors, especially those on tight budgets, Foca seems like a sensible, no-nonsense choice. But Foca is the most dangerous detergent on this entire list. This powder contains extremely high alkaline chemicals, including large amounts of sodium carbonate and phosphates. These substances are so harsh that they can burn human skin on contact. Many seniors scoop the powder by hand because the box has no easy pour system. Arthritis makes precise measuring difficult. They assume powder is safer than liquid. That's where the danger begins. Emergency room reports describe severe burning sensations on hands and fingers, skin peeling within hours, blisters forming after brief exposure. Painful chemical burns that take weeks to heal, and it gets worse. When poured into the washer, Foca releases a fine dust cloud. You may not see it clearly, but you breathe it in. That dust irritates the lungs. For seniors with asthma, COPD, emphysema, heart, or breathing conditions, this exposure can cause coughing fits, chest tightness, and long-term lung damage. Foca also does not dissolve fully, especially in cold water. Instead, it leaves gritty residue embedded in clothing. That residue rubs against skin all day long. Seniors with eczema, psoriasis, or fragile skin report painful flare-ups, infections that won't heal, constant itching and inflammation. Independent testing has shown Foca's pH level often exceeds 12, making it highly corrosive. That is not something that belongs on clothing touching your body. Foca is cheap for a reason. It sacrifices safety to deliver low cost. And for seniors, the health price is simply too high. The two laundry detergents that are actually safe for seniors. After everything we've exposed, the big question is simple. Is any laundry detergent actually safe? Yes, but only a few. Here are two options that truly protect senior health. Safe option, number one, Molly's Suds. Original laundry powder, Molly's Suds is built on one principle, nothing unnecessary. It contains just a handful of simple ingredients: washing soda, baking soda, sea salt, Epsom salt, a tiny amount of natural essential oil, no synthetic fragrances, no optical brighteners, no preservatives hiding behind loopholes. It is free of 1,4-dioxane, free of phthalates, free of chlorine, free of harsh surfactants. Seniors love it because it rinses completely clean leaves, no residue on skin, does not trigger rashes or breathing issues, works in cold water. Many seniors report long-standing skin irritation disappearing within weeks of switching. Safe option number two, Blue Land laundry tablets. Blue Land removes the biggest problem in laundry: overuse. Each tablet is pre-measured, no spills, no heavy lifting, no guessing. The formula is plant-based, fragrance-free, dye-free, phosphate-free, chlorine-free. The tablets dissolve fully and leave zero chemical buildup on clothing. For seniors with arthritis, allergies, or sensitive skin, this simplicity matters. Blue Land is also certified by strict safety standards and discloses every ingredient openly, something most major brands refuse to do. Laundry detergent touches your skin all day, every day. If a product irritates your lungs, burns your skin, or overloads your body with hidden chemicals, it's not clean. The brands we expose today rely on marketing, nostalgia, and low prices to hide real harm. Now you know better. Choose safety. Choose transparency. Choose health. Subscribe for more senior-focused truth that protects your home, your body, and your peace of mind. How laundry detergents quietly worsen senior health, what no one explains. Here's something most people never stop to think about. Laundry detergent doesn't just touch your skin once, it touches you all day, every day. Your clothes sit against your body for hours. Your sheets touch you for 8 hours every night. Your towels press against damp, open pores after a shower. For seniors, this matters more than for anyone else. As we age, our skin becomes thinner, drier. More permeable, that means chemicals pass through more easily. What used to cause mild irritation at age 40 can cause real medical problems at 65 or 75. Doctors are seeing more seniors with mystery rashes, chronic itching, repeated skin infections, breathing problems with no clear cause, and laundry detergent is often the hidden trigger. Many detergents leave behind chemical residue even after rinsing. These residues sit on fabric fibers and slowly transfer to your skin. If you're taking blood pressure medication, blood thinners, diabetes medication, immunosuppressants, your liver and kidneys are already under extra strain. Adding daily chemical exposure through clothing creates a silent overload. And here's something even more concerning. Strong fragrances don't stay in the laundry room. They spread through bedrooms, living rooms, cars, closets. Seniors with asthma, COPD, or heart conditions often report tight chest, shortness of breath, headaches, dizziness, and they never connect it to laundry detergent. They blame age, they blame medication, they blame just getting older. But the body is reacting to constant chemical exposure. Your home should be a place of recovery, not a source of stress on your lungs and skin. That's why switching detergent can sometimes improve quality of life within weeks. Better sleep, less itching, clearer breathing, calmer skin. It's not magic. It's simply removing what never should have been there. Let's be clear about something. Most of these detergent brands are not trying to hurt you. They're trying to cut costs, increase shelf life, make products smell stronger. sell more bottles. But seniors pay the price. The brands we expose today rely on nostalgia, bright packaging, heavy fragrance, trusted names to make products feel safe, even when the formulas aren't. If a detergent burns your skin, makes you itch, triggers coughing, leaves a strong chemical smell, that's your body warning you, and your body deserves to be listened to. You don't need harsh chemicals to get clean clothes. You don't need strong scent to get freshness. You don't need brand loyalty to stay healthy. Simple formulas, clear ingredient lists, complete rinsing. That's what matters. Before you buy your next detergent, ask yourself, would I want this on my skin all day? Would I want to breathe this while I sleep? Would I give this to a child with sensitive skin? If the answer is no, put it back. Your health is worth more than a sale price or a familiar logo. If this video helped you see your home differently, subscribe. Every week, we expose everyday products that quietly harm seniors and show you safer alternatives that actually respect your body. And now I'd like to hear from you. Have you ever had a rash you couldn't explain? Laundry that smelled too strong? Breathing problems after washing clothes? Tell your story in the comments. You're not alone, and your experience might help someone else. Because staying healthy isn't about fear, it's about knowledge.